determined by luck or chance. It's shaped by the habits you build today. You know, life is a funny thing. We're all out here chasing success, chasing happiness, trying to figure out how to live our best lives. But what I've learned over the years is this success isn't about what you achieve. It's not about what you have. It's about who you are. The truth is, your habits, what you do when nobody's watching, those are the things that will define your destiny. See, greatness doesn't just show up at your door one day. You've got to build it brick by brick, day by day. And those bricks, they're your habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So tonight, we're not talking about dreams. We're talking about the choices you make every single day, the discipline it takes, and the commitment to show up, even when it's hard. Because if you can master that, oh, let me tell you, there's nothing that can stop you. Habit one, be proactive. Being proactive is about mindset, but it's also about consistent, deliberate action. It's a shift in thinking where you stop seeing yourself as a passenger in life and start seeing yourself as the driver. No more sitting back and hoping things work out. You take responsibility for your outcomes because you know that your decisions, your actions, and even your attitude are shaping your reality every single day. Imagine this life throws curveballs. It's guaranteed. Unexpected challenges, setbacks, and problems are inevitable. But the proactive person doesn't sit there and let these things derail them. Instead, they anticipate obstacles. They plan ahead. They prepare themselves mentally and emotionally, so when life throws a challenge, they're ready to face it head on. It's about looking at the opportunities in every situation, even when things seem tough. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? The proactive person asks, what can I learn from this? They don't complain about the problem, they work on the solution. They focus on what can be done, and they do it no excuses, no waiting for someone else to take the first step. Proactive people also understand that their decisions today echo into their future. They think long term. They don't just react impulsively to what feels good in the moment. They consider how their actions today will impact their goals tomorrow. Every action, no matter how small, is aligned with their bigger purpose. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't plant them today and expect a full-grown tree tomorrow. You nurture it, water it, and protect it from the elements. Over time, it grows and bears fruit. Being proactive is that same long-term commitment, knowing that the actions you take now, no matter how small, will pay off in ways you may not even see yet. It's about creating momentum in your life. When you're proactive, you start to build positive habits that compound over time. Little by little, your consistent efforts stack up and push you forward. Proactive people are intentional with their time and energy. They don't wait for motivation, they create it through their discipline and focus. And here's the real beauty of it: being proactive gives you control, not over the world, but over yourself. It's about owning your choices, your responses, and your path forward. The more you practice it, the more resilient you become, because you're no longer at the mercy of external forces. You realize that the power to shape your life has always been in your hands. Habit 2, begin with the end. Begin with the end in mind is about vision. It's about knowing where you're going before you even start the journey. Think about it like this: if you were building a house, you wouldn't just start hammering nails into wood and hope for the best. You'd have a blueprint. You'd know exactly what the finished home should look like, how many rooms there are, where the walls and windows go. The same concept applies to your life. When you begin with the end in mind, you're essentially creating a personal vision of what you want your future to look like. It's more than just setting goals. It's about defining your values, your principles, and the kind of person you want to become. It's a conscious choice to think deeply about your long-term destination, whether in your career, relationships, health, or personal growth. Having a clear vision of the end shapes the decisions you make in the present. It guides your steps, helps you prioritize, and aligns your daily actions with your ultimate purpose. Without this clear picture, you risk drifting through life, reacting to whatever comes your way instead of taking deliberate steps toward your desired outcomes. Think about it like a compass. Your vision is your true north, giving you direction no matter what challenges you face or how lost you might feel. When distractions or setbacks come along, and they always will, having that end goal in mind keeps you anchored. It allows you to make decisions today that are in alignment with the future you want to create. But here's the thing, beginning with the end in mind also requires you to step outside of the moment and think beyond immediate gratification. It's about looking at the bigger picture. What do you truly want out of life? Not just right now, but in the long run? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? These are the questions that shape your path. It's not just about achieving success in terms of wealth, status, or accolades, although those may be part of it. It's also about fulfilling your deeper purpose, your calling. What do you want your life to stand for? When you define that, everything else becomes clearer. And it's important to understand that beginning with the end in mind isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing practice of reflection and realignment. As you grow and evolve, your vision may shift, and that's okay. The key is to always keep checking in with yourself, making sure your actions are in harmony with your desired outcomes. This habit gives you clarity and focus. It helps you avoid getting lost in the noise of day-to-day life. When you know where you're headed, the journey becomes more purposeful, and every step, no matter how small, takes you closer to that ultimate vision you've crafted for yourself. Habit 3, put first things first. Put first things first is about prioritization. It's where the rubber meets the road. You set your vision, you know what the end looks like. But now you've got to organize your life in a way that reflects those priorities. This habit is about discipline and execution, doing the things that matter most, even when they're hard or less urgent. At its core, put first things first is about focusing on what's truly important rather than getting caught up in the noise of the urgent. It's easy to spend your time on tasks that seem pressing, emails, meetings, or daily distractions, but they might not actually move you closer to your goals. This habit challenges you to step back and ask, is this action helping me move toward the life I've envisioned? Think of your time like a bucket. You have big rocks representing your most important priorities, your health, relationships, career goals, personal development. Then you've got smaller pebbles, which are less important tasks that still need to be done. And finally, you've got sand, the small, trivial things that fill up your day, like checking social media or mindlessly scrolling through emails. If you fill your bucket with sand first, there's no room for the big rocks. But if you start by placing the big rocks, everything else can fit around them. Putting first things first is about identifying those big rocks in your life and making sure they get your attention and effort. It means carving out time for the things that align with your vision and values, even when other distractions demand your immediate attention. It's about saying no to things that aren't aligned with your priorities. That's where the real challenge lies. Most people are pulled in 1,000 different directions, trying to juggle too many things at once. But when you're clear on what matters most, you can be more selective with your time. You learn to say no to the things that don't serve your larger goals so you can say yes to what truly counts. And it's not just about managing your time, but also your energy. You can't do everything at once, and you shouldn't try. Prioritization means focusing on a few key things that will make the biggest impact. It's about being intentional with your efforts, directing them toward what will produce real results rather than just spinning your wheels on tasks that feel urgent but don't contribute to your long-term success. Put first things first is understanding the difference between what's urgent and what's important. Urgency often demands immediate action, but it doesn't always align with importance. Important tasks are those that directly impact your goals, but they don't always come with a flashing red light. It's easy to push them aside because they don't seem as pressing in the moment. For example, building a strong relationship with your family, investing time in your health, or developing a skill, these are important but not necessarily urgent. They don't demand your attention in the same way an overflowing inbox or an approaching deadline does. But over time, if you neglect these important areas, you'll find yourself in crisis mode, trying to make up for lost time. Putting first things first is about having the discipline to do what matters, even when other things seem more pressing. It requires a high level of self-awareness and constant evaluation of how you're spending your time. You have to be intentional about protecting your time and energy for the things that align with your vision. By focusing on the most important task each day, you build momentum and make meaningful progress towards your long-term goals. This habit demands commitment and consistency, not just in moments of calm, but especially when life gets hectic. It's about making tough choices and sticking to your priorities when the world around you pulls in different directions. Habit 4, think win-win. Think win-win is all about shifting your mindset when it comes to interactions with others. It's about seeking mutual benefit in all relationships, both personal and professional, rather than seeing life as a zero-sum game where one person's gain is another's loss. This mindset is rooted in the belief that there's enough success, opportunity, and abundance for everyone, and that the best outcomes are those where all parties feel they've benefited. When you embrace the think win-win habit, you stop approaching situations with a competitive or combative mindset. Instead, you begin to see others not as rivals, but as collaborators. It's about fostering relationships where everyone feels valued, respected, and heard. In business, friendships, or family relationships, this mentality encourages cooperation over competition and compromise over conflict. To think win-win requires a deep sense of empathy and understanding. You're not just focused on what you want, but also on what the other person wants. It's a balancing act of assertiveness and empathy, where you openly communicate your needs while also listening to and considering the needs of others. This mutual respect is the foundation of any win outcome. It's easy to fall into the trap of a win-lose mentality, where one person seeks to win at the expense of the other. But in the long run, this approach is often destructive, breeding resentment and damaging relationships. In contrast, win-win thinking builds trust, loyalty, and cooperation. It leads to solutions that strengthen relationships rather than weaken them. Win-win isn't about being soft or giving in, though. It doesn't mean sacrificing your own needs or settling for less just to make someone else happy. It's about finding solutions that are fair and mutually beneficial. You maintain your own integrity and objectives while ensuring the other party feels the same. This balance creates sustainable, healthy outcomes where both sides can thrive. One of the key elements of win-win thinking is the abundance mentality. People with an abundance mentality believe that there's enough to go around, that success and opportunity aren't limited. In contrast, a scarcity mentality operates from the belief that if someone else wins, you lose. It's the fear that opportunities are finite, which leads to competition and defensiveness. With an abundance mindset, however, you realize that collaboration often creates more value for everyone involved. By working together and helping others succeed, you don't diminish your own chances for success, you enhance them. Win-win outcomes foster a sense of shared accomplishment, where success is multiplied, not divided. Another component of thinking win-win is the idea of seeking third alternatives. In many cases, people think there are only two options, my way or your way, but win-win thinking encourages a broader view. Instead of being locked into a mindset of compromise where both sides give up something, you look for a third solution that meets the needs of both parties, sometimes even better than the original options. This type of thinking requires creativity and open-mindedness. You have to be willing to move beyond your initial position, explore new possibilities, and think outside the box. By doing so, you often discover solutions that satisfy everyone involved, allowing both parties to walk away feeling like winners. Thinking win-win also requires a certain level of maturity. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking only of yourself, especially when emotions are high or the stakes feel significant. But win-win thinking requires emotional intelligence, being able to step back, manage your own feelings, and approach situations with a calm, collaborative mindset. It's also about being confident in your own worth. People who struggle with a win-win mindset often operate from a place of insecurity, feeling that they must win to prove themselves or protect their position. But true win-win thinking comes from a place of self-assurance. You're secure enough in your own value that you don't need to diminish someone else's worth to feel successful. Think win-win isn't just about solving problems, it's about creating an atmosphere of trust and cooperation in every interaction. When people know that you're looking out for their interests as well as your own, they're more likely to do the same for you. This creates a positive, productive cycle where both parties feel safe to share openly, negotiate fairly, and collaborate freely. This habit applies in all areas of life. In business, it leads to better partnerships, stronger teams, and long-lasting client relationships. In personal relationships, it fosters deeper connections, healthier communication, and mutual respect. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood is a principle that centers on improving how we communicate with others by prioritizing empathy and active listening. It emphasizes the importance of truly understanding another person's perspective before expressing your own thoughts or solutions. Active listening involves more than just hearing the words someone is saying. It requires paying attention to their emotions, body language, and underlying concerns. It's about fully immersing yourself in their viewpoint and demonstrating genuine interest and respect for their experience. This approach not only helps you grasp the complete picture of what they are communicating, but also shows that you value their perspective. This habit requires patience and self-restraint. Instead of immediately jumping in with your own responses or solutions, you take the time to listen deeply. This thoughtful approach helps build a foundation of trust and mutual respect, as the other person feels heard and understood. It shifts the focus from merely waiting for your turn to speak to actively engaging with their point of view. When you have made an effort to understand the other person, you create a more receptive environment for your own views. People are more likely to listen to and consider your perspective if they feel you've genuinely listened to theirs first. This leads to more effective communication and helps prevent misunderstandings and conflicts. The habit also involves validating the other person's feelings and concerns. It's not about agreeing with everything they say, but acknowledging that their perspective is important and worth considering. By doing so, you foster a collaborative atmosphere where both parties can work together to find common ground or solutions. In practical terms, this habit can transform how conflicts are resolved and how relationships are built. It encourages open dialogue and facilitates a deeper connection between individuals. It's a powerful tool for creating a positive communication environment where mutual understanding and respect are at the forefront. Habit 6, synergize. Synergize is about harnessing the power of collaboration and teamwork to achieve outcomes that are greater than the sum of individual efforts. It's the principle of working together to create solutions that none of the parties involved could have reached alone. This habit emphasizes the value of combining diverse perspectives and strengths to produce superior results. At its core, synergy is about leveraging the unique skills, talents, and viewpoints of each team member. It recognizes that each person brings something different to the table, and by integrating these diverse inputs, you can create innovative solutions and achieve goals more effectively. This is different from simply working in a group. It's about creating a cohesive, collaborative effort where the interaction of different elements generates a result that exceeds what each individual could accomplish separately. Synergy thrives on trust and open communication. For true synergy to occur, team members need to be willing to share their ideas, listen to others, and build on each other's strengths. It involves creating an environment where everyone feels valued and where their contributions are respected. This collaborative atmosphere encourages creativity and problem solving, as team members feel free to express their ideas and challenge each other constructively. This habit also requires a shift from traditional problem-solving approaches. Instead of working in isolation or competing against each other, synergizing involves coming together to explore new possibilities. It means approaching challenges with an open mind and being willing to compromise or adapt in order to find the best solution. A key aspect of synergy is understanding and appreciating differences. In a synergistic team, diversity is seen as an asset rather than a hurdle. Different perspectives and experiences are viewed as opportunities for growth and innovation. By embracing these differences and working through them, teams can develop more robust and creative solutions. Effective synergy also involves clear roles and responsibilities. For collaboration to be productive, each team member needs to understand their role and how it fits into the larger effort. This clarity helps prevent overlap and ensures that everyone is contributing in a way that supports the collective goal. It also involves coordinating efforts and integrating the various components of the project or problem to achieve a seamless and efficient outcome. Synergizing is not just about achieving immediate goals, but also about building relationships and fostering a positive team dynamic. It creates a sense of unity and shared purpose, where team members are motivated to work together and support each other. This collaborative spirit not only enhances productivity, but also improves morale and satisfaction within the team. In practice, synergy can lead to breakthrough innovations and successful outcomes that might not have been possible through individual efforts alone. It involves creating a collaborative culture where the collective intelligence and effort of the group lead to exceptional results. By embracing synergy, teams and organizations can achieve greater success and drive positive change through effective collaboration and integration. Habit 7, sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is about the continual process of self-improvement and renewal. It emphasizes the importance of regularly investing in yourself to maintain and enhance your effectiveness across all areas of life: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Just like a saw needs to be sharpened regularly to cut efficiently, your personal growth and well-being require ongoing attention and care. This habit involves taking proactive steps to renew and refresh yourself, ensuring that you can perform at your best. It's about creating a balanced approach to personal development, where you make time for activities that rejuvenate and strengthen each dimension of your life. Physical renewal, this includes taking care of your body through exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate rest. Regular physical activity not only improves your health, but also boosts your energy levels and enhances your overall productivity. It's about making time for activities that keep you in good shape and prevent burnout. Mental renewal, this involves engaging in activities that stimulate and challenge your mind. It could be through reading, learning new skills, or pursuing intellectual hobbies. Mental renewal helps keep your mind sharp, enhances problem-solving abilities, and fosters creativity. It's about dedicating time to personal growth and intellectual development. Emotional renewal, emotional well-being is about managing stress, building resilience, and maintaining a positive outlook. This can be achieved through practices like mindfulness, journaling, or connecting with supportive friends and family. Emotional renewal helps you navigate challenges with a balanced mindset and fosters healthy relationships. Spiritual renewal, this aspect focuses on finding purpose and meaning in life. It could involve spiritual practices, reflection, or engaging in activities that align with your values and beliefs. Beliefs. Spiritual renewal helps provide a sense of direction and fulfillment, contributing to overall well-being. Sharpening the saw requires intentional effort and regular practice. It's about setting aside time for these renewal activities and making them a priority in your life. It's easy to become so focused on achieving your goals that you neglect your own well-being, but without regular renewal, your effectiveness and satisfaction can diminish over time. This habit also involves a commitment to self-care and self-awareness. It's about recognizing when you're feeling depleted or out of balance and taking the necessary steps to address it. By prioritizing your own renewal, you maintain a high level of performance and resilience, enabling you to better handle challenges and seize opportunities. Overall, Sharpen the Saw is about creating a sustainable approach to personal development. It ensures that you remain effective and energized by continually investing in yourself and maintaining balance across all aspects of your life. In wrapping up our journey through these 7 transformative habits, remember that each one is a step towards a more empowered, purposeful life. We've explored how being proactive sets the stage for taking control of our destiny. We've seen how beginning with the end in mind creates a clear vision of what we want to achieve. We've learned the importance of putting first things first, prioritizing what truly matters. Thinking win-win reminds us to seek mutual benefits in our interactions, fostering relationships built on respect and cooperation. Seeking first to understand, then to be understood, shifts our communication from mere exchange to genuine connection. Synergizing teaches us that collaboration can produce results far greater than individual efforts alone. And finally, sharpening the saw is the commitment to continuous self-improvement, ensuring we remain at our best in all aspects of life. Each of these habits, when woven together, forms a powerful framework for personal and professional growth. They are not just actions, but principles that, when practiced consistently, lead to lasting change and fulfillment. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you with this: life is a series of choices and actions, and the path to greatness is paved with discipline and purpose. These 7 habits aren't just a set of steps to follow, they're a way of life. They're about pushing yourself to be better, not just for yourself, but for those around you. So as you move forward, remember this: don't just go through life, grow through it. Embrace these habits with passion. Let them guide you through the challenges and triumphs. And when you hit those tough spots, and you will remember that the strength to overcome lies in your hands. You've got what it takes to rise, to shine, and to make a difference. Now go out there and put these principles into action. Be bold, be relentless, and be unstoppable. Your journey to greatness starts now. Thank you. And may your path be filled with purpose and success.